I'm back. And just like that, I'm out. Success. The hold worked out, and I have in my grubby little hands the Bruce Lee Greatest Hits box set. Feast your eyes, my friend. Normally $125 box set. 5 films. Got it for $60 with my 10% discount on top of the 50% off sale. So I consider myself quite lucky. $60 for this immaculate box. Very excited to own this. 506 minutes. Includes the films The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, The Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and Game of Death. I'm going to bring this in a little closer so you guys can feel free to pause and check out all the features. I'm going to take this home and open it up and go through every little piece of ephemera included in this beauty right here. A little more of a controlled environment because I don't want to put this on the ground. So for now, it's just going to join me on my walk. Incidentally, in case you're wondering why I didn't show any footage of the store, I figure I covered it pretty well last time. Yesterday to be exact. So, I spared you my browsing. There really wasn't much new in the store, except for the Bruce box, which I was only one of 2 people to receive it today. Before we get to the breakdown of the big box Criterion release, I thought we'd talk about this. The Bruce Lee Ultimate Collection, put out by 20th Century Fox a couple years ago. This is the DVD set, and it's got all the films that are on the Criterion set. I don't think the Criterion set has Game of Death 2, but this set doesn't have Enter the Dragon, so I consider the Criterion set more complete and more accurate. But this is the DVD set. I'm going to flip through these in a minute, but before I do that, I have an important announcement. But for me to give you that announcement, I think I should do it face to face. What's up, party people? I realize this is the first time I appear on camera for these physical media exercise vlogs. I do this for a reason. We are close to 300 subs. I'm honored, I'm touched. Got my hand on my chest here to prove to you that I am honored and touched. It means a lot to me that you guys watch, you spend time with me. I consider you guys all my dear friends. So, if we can get to 300 subs, now I'm going to be realistic, let's say by August 1st, then I, instead of just giving you guys something, I could mail out a DVD or a Blu-ray. I feel everybody does that. What I'd like to do is I will pick a subscriber at random from one of the 300. I will contact them and I will donate $20, the price of a DVD or Blu-ray, to the charity of their choosing. Now, it can't be, support the Nazi Party or any kind of hate type group, but I will be most glad to donate $20 in your honor, in your name, to the charity of your group, the charity of your choosing, and I would do that with my utmost gratitude to you, to all of you, for helping this channel grow. So, this is the Master Chaos promise to you. If we get to 300 subs, I'm donating money to charity, and it will be in honor of one of you, and that means extra karma for you. So, some lucky person is going to earn some brownie points for the afterlife. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk Bruce Lee. Let's get it on with the Big Boss, aka Fist of Fury. This is Bruce's first film. I'm gonna bring that in real close. An interview and a slideshow. Not a lot in the form of special features, but Big Boss is a really great movie. Probably one of my favorites, to be honest. Really, really enjoyable film, and it really demonstrates his magnetic quality. This is the original slim case for Big Boss, and he's even got the cover image right there in the little mini spine. Big Boss. Let's talk about Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury. The actual Fist of Fury, also known as the Chinese Connection. I'm not actually sure why the two films have interchangeable titles. I don't know why Big Boss is also known as Fist of Fury, and this is Fist of Fury, also known as Chinese Connection. I'm not sure of the whole back and forth there, to be honest. I do apologize for not being more knowledgeable about that, but I do have the Criterion set to lean on, and hopefully they'll fill me in on the blanks of my knowledge. Let's look at the back real quick here. I'll pause so you can read that, feel free. Interview, I believe that might be the same interview, maybe specific to this film. I don't recall the supplemental materials on this one. This one's another really fun movie. This is probably his most well-known film when it comes to the Chinese era. I would say the Chinese era. That sounds weird. What I mean is his early films, I suppose, like the ones that, he made in the sort of the heart of his country's homeland. This is probably his most famous one. Really fun watch. I mean, he honestly does not have a poor picture. Well, maybe Game of Death, but that's because unforeseen circumstances. Next up, Way of the Dragon, also known as Return of the Dragon. I'm not sure what he's returning from. Perhaps the last two movies. But this is Way of the Dragon. This one, it's another good one. It's a little odd for me, only because it takes place in Rome. I'm going to pause right here so you guys can take a look at that. There's celebrity interviews here, a slideshow. There he is with his nunchaku. He's called to Rome to help a family friend. And this is the one where he battles Chuck Norris, the man, the myth, the Norris. And it's a fun film, but for me, I don't know, the setting is very unique. I mean, setting Bruce in in Rome, having him chop sake, everything, that's very different kind of martial arts film. Look at this weird tree. I just noticed this. Wow, it's a big tree. Wow, it's a hell of a tree. How long do you think this tree's been here, folks? I'd say quite a bit. Quite a bit. It's got a massive butt crack, too. It's nice to just stop and exist. Isn't it? I believe Bruce then went off to make Enter the Dragon, and then returned to his homeland to make this film, Game of Death, which the title was a bit apropos because it was his final film. He died during the making of it, accidentally. Tragic circumstances. In this film, which he's barely in, the special features were rare outtakes in a slideshow. This was a film that could have been a masterpiece, but because he's barely in it, to me, is just an awkward film. It does have his, of course, landmark yellow and black tracksuit, which Tarantino stole for Kill Bill, but that's okay. Copying is the sincerest form of flattery, right? Game of Death. I would also like to shout out a few of my subscribers. Art with Horror, thank you for watching, my friend. Euphoria Pictures, thank you for the support. Very much appreciated. And Frazzy Fresh, thank you for joining the party, pal. And last of the DVD set I own, and certainly least, Game of Death 2. I'm not actually sure how this movie exists, because Bruce was dead. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. If anyone knows about Game of Death 2, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to find out more about it, and maybe the Criterion set will address this. Is this a Bruce-exploitation movie? In this dark tale of revenge, Bruce Lee returns, in quotes, as Billy Lowe, whose best friend, Chin Koo, dies of a sudden illness. Now, it doesn't mention anything back here as to what they did. I assume they reused footage? I'm not sure. Game of Death 2. I don't think I'm going to check it out anytime soon. I don't believe this is on the Criterion set. But maybe the information as to how this exists is on the Criterion set. In which case, then I will know. But if you know, please drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. A few more shout-outs before I get into the Bruce Lee Greatest Hits box set. I am whatever I want to be. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time and your comments. Toy Joy Super Show, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Javier Castañera, you sound like a fellow film fan. Thank you and welcome to the party. And Broke Mo Howard, my fellow silent film fan and brother in collecting, welcome to the party as well. Now, let's go open that sweet ass box. Let's do this. Whoa. Took a sip of my Lagavulin. Let's crack into this thing. I'm gonna put that right there, actually. So, it folds out, as you saw. This is the front of it. Amazing. Black and yellow, which is, of course, Bruce's sort of signature colors. Folds out like so to reveal the discs. There is a magazine in here, which we will be going through in a second. Put that right there. So the discs are presented here, sort of in a stack, cascading fashion. Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and Game of Death, plus 2 supplemental discs. The behind the disc artwork, I think it's just black and white shapes. There's nothing, doesn't look to be any pictures of Bruce. I don't want to take all the discs out, so I want to be very careful with this. This is a wonderful little item. This is one of my favorite things in my collection so far. I mean, recently. I will say the box is not as sturdy as, say, a Severin or a Vinegar Syndrome box. It's a little flimsy. I mean, it's not papery, but it's maybe double thick. It's not necessarily what I would consider a sturdy box. Here's another look at the special features if you guys want to zoom in, or I should say pause, and read at your leisure. I will spare you that for the sake of brevity. This is the set right here. I'm going to carefully flip it around so that you may see the back artwork. Don't worry, it's not on the discs, it's on the plastic casing. So the back artwork looks like this, and it looks amazing, and it's 100% worth the money. Even at 125 bucks, I think it's fairly worth it. Yeah, I think the back is just his chi waves or whatever they're calling this. That's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's crack into this thing. Included in the set is this lovely Bruce Lee, his Greatest Hits full color magazine with a full color poster inside, which I'll show you in a second. Before I crack into this, gotta take a shot of my lovely Lagavulin. I should say take a sip, because I don't necessarily want to get tipsy right now. Bruce Lee magazine, let's crack in. Let's see what we got here. Move this out of the way. Comes with a little write-up on all the films. I should also mention this paper is very flimsy. It is very magazine-like, so it's not the typical glossy booklet that you're used to from Criterion, which is kind of a bummer. This is something I would not leave out in your bathroom to read while you're making a deposit at the chocolate factory, because water will damage this. And there's the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fight. Classic scene, but not so great movie. There's some posters. I don't know what this is. What movie is this? The Game of Death. Wow. What an odd face. Is that him? I guess that's him. I don't remember that. Wow. Kind of frightening. Here is the full color poster that you can choose to pull out if you like, but most likely, knowing you guys, my friends, you guys would probably want to keep this complete in the packaging. Dragon poster from Enter the Dragon. Some more pictures, and then a Water and Vessel, the Kung Fu movies of Bruce Lee, written by Jeff Chang. Lovely, lovely, giant, thick article. Covers the films, and maybe this addresses Game of Death too. And then on the back, there's a fun little advertisement. Become a master in the ancient art of Kung Fu. The world's deadliest secrets can be yours. Fill this out for a free brochure. Of course, the gag is there's no address provided to send it along. And there's the back. Mr. Lee in full battle mode. This folds like this. This is how it comes. So for me, I would not keep it in the set. That's how it came in my version anyway. It came inside of it. That does not seem safe for me. So what I'm going to do is put it in here separately and then fit the set neatly next to it to fill in that space. And that's probably how I'm going to keep this the safest. And that's it. The Bruce Lee Greatest Hits box set, Criterion, spine number 1036. I'm honored to have it. I'm actually very happy to be one of the few people who found it in the wild. And I'm going to celebrate with the rest of this Lagavulin. This has been your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, I would be honored if you subscribed. We're going to have daily videos. The physical media exercise is a daily show, so I would love for you to stick around. If you enjoyed this video and my discussion about Mr. Lee, I would also be honored with a like. If you could drop me one, that would do me a world of good. And remember, the 300 subscribers contest will get $20 donated to the charity of your choice. I will pick a subscriber at random to pick that charity. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this, and then watch the rest of this. See you tomorrow.